Hello writers, this is a quick video with some help for you to understand the works cited page and formatting according to MLA standards. So the first thing to know for MLA formatting on a works cited page is that the entire page should be all in the same font style. So you don't use bold for some things, you don't make any of the font larger or smaller, you don't use a different font for your works cited heading as opposed to the works cited entries themselves. So same font throughout the works cited page, and when the works cited page is the last page of a paper, it should be the same font that you have used throughout the paper. Another thing to know is you use this title works cited at the top of the page. So it means exactly what it says. It's the works that you have cited in your essay. You don't need the word page here, and if you only have one work on your works cited page, it should be work cited, so not plural if you only have one source or work that you're listing. Another thing to know is the one thing you might do differently in terms of font is italicize the title of the publication. So you'll see in each of the entries here, The Atlantic is the title of the magazine that this source appeared in, so that is italicized. Here we have National Education Association, so that is the name of the website where this source appeared, so the website title is italicized. And in this case, Screenagers Growing Up in the Digital Age is the title of a movie, and movie titles get italicized. So make sure that whatever the publication is, that you italicize that title. And that's the only font in your works cited page that would be different or appear different than the rest of the font in the works cited page. You'll also notice that the entire page uses double spacing from beginning to end. So there's a double space between the title of the works cited page and the first entry, and then there's a regular double space between entries, and you just set your document for double spacing as you start working on it, and then leave it double spaced and don't add extra spaces between sources or entries or between the title of the works cited page and the rest of the entries. Another thing to know is that your sources should appear in alphabetical order according to the first word of each entry. And because entries always start with an author last name, if you have an author last name, that is typically how you're going to alphabetize your list. So Barnwell, Graham, and Rustin, those are our author names. Those are presented in alphabetical order according to author last name. Now the last thing that a lot of people struggle with is creating those hanging indents. Hanging indents allow your reader to visually quickly identify the first word of the entry. So if a person is reading your paper and you have a reference to Barnwell in your paper, your reader might want to come look for that source and find it for themselves or learn more about that source. So when they flip to your works cited page, if they're looking for the name Barnwell, if you have used hanging indents, it will be much easier for your reader to skim through that list of sources to find the source written by Barnwell. So here's how you do it in a Word document. The way I like to do it is I don't worry about my hanging indents at the beginning of the process. I just create all of my works cited entries for each source, get them in my document, get them alphabetized correctly, make sure that all the details are correct in each entry, and then when I have my full list of works cited, I do the formatting for hanging indents at the end. So I've got my list of sources. What I'm going to do is highlight all the sources in the list. Not my title, of course, just the sources in the list. Once I have all of them alphabetized, I want to make sure I'm in the home part of my menu in Word. And then at the top of the page where you have the options to for file, edit, view, insert, format, etc., you're going to choose the format option. And in the format option, you're going to choose paragraph. And once you get to paragraph, you'll see that you have different ways to format paragraphing. The first option is indents and spacing. You want to make sure that tab is highlighted. And then I'm going down to indentation, and where it says special, I'm going to click that drop-down window and I'm going to choose hanging. And when I click on hanging, you'll see the magic happen. I click OK, and now I magically have my hanging indents. And visually now you can see how much more easily that first name or that first word of each citation really stands out for your reader to quickly find that source on your alphabetized list. So again, you're going to highlight, oops, not the title of your page. You're going to highlight your sources. You're going to make sure you're in the home part of the menu. And then from the top menu, you're going to go to, I don't know that you can see this on the video, but you should click on format, and from the drop down window, you're going to click paragraph. And once the paragraph list of formatting options opens, you look in the indentation section, look in special, click on the arrows, and then choose hanging, and that will give you hanging indents. So that should help you create your works cited page. If you have any questions or need any help, just let me know.